So what's up, guys? Sheepy play Sheepy here. So I got a big announcement. I know you guys are probably gonna be pissed because I said I would never be doing this again, but I just had a thought in my head. This thought. I just wanted to come back to doing a new hardest. A new hardest. Plural. Because in total we got five. Now the first four, they're gonna be minuscule in terms of um like list placement. They're gonna be except for the fourth one, they're not gonna be that far apart in terms of difficulty. One will be one spot apart, but it may not sound important. But wait to hear me out. These will be involving skill sets. But hey, oh, I just feel so nervous because the first hardest, I'm actually been working on in the background. I already got 62 to 100 on it. I'm not telling you what the name is until I show the list. But I had an entire night to think of what I should do. I finished that list. It's still a work in progress. This thing still might change, but I'm confident that I might like it. And I know, again, you guys are pissed. I know. I said I will never do a new hardest after Thanatos, but call me the promise breaker. First it was Acu, and then Bloodbath, and now with a Thanatos. And for me, I just like and the last hardest, the fifth one, will be 100 spot difference in like number 408 in the demons list compared to like the 526 or 550 that a Thanatos was. So we're heading to the big leagues of new extreme demons. But I know I keep saying this, and I've broken the promise multiple times, but this will be my final hardest. I cannot find any other extreme demon that is harder than this level that I would actually enjoy. It is a part of a series, and now the second level is like 60 spots harder, but the level looks butt, and it's just I don't like it. But like the second one's like a 340 in the list. But this is an extreme demon. I said I would never be able to do. Like I would never be able to do this level, and for a year or for like a year, I thought, yeah, I'll never be able to do this. Like ever since Bloodbath or Acu, I was like, I'm never be able to do this extreme demon because the rule I had would I never do any new hardest harder than Acu, Bloodbath, and then Acu. I mean a Thanatos. These videos are unscripted. I just I'll have my entire thoughts just let out. I do plan to have some scripted videos here and there though, but I don't like writing a script. Like I'm a good writer. I can write really good like scripts. The hardest part is me actually enjoying it because at the end of the day, I'm not making money off of this shit. I am making $0 and 0 cents. I'm doing this out of passion. Now, this game, Geometry Dash, I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's far from being my favorite game, and I've had some not the best rages, I'll say. I've had my moments too. Everyone's had their moments with this game. But say one thing, it's that you can never keep the addicting game down. And Geometry Dash is that case. This game, I said I was gonna quit it after beating Deadlocked, and then Acu, and then Bloodbath, and now I never said I'll quit GD with a Thanatos, but I was actually planning to retire the Geometry Dash after finishing all those extreme demons I said in my Thanatos video, which actually I added a lot more to that list by using the conic strap, by using the wheel. But there are some levels in this list you might be pissed to see because I said I'd either never be able to do them out of frustration. Like I would never want to do them because I would get pissed. But that, hear me out too. It's that there's one big tip I'll have in this game. No one really ever says it. You gotta play a level one day you're not gonna like. That's how you're gonna get good at the game. You can't just constantly play level I will like, level I will like. That's gonna get you into that mindset, that specific level. Like, for example, I don't know, like I'm a really good player in the game. I want to go for quantum processing. I want to go for that level, but I hate it. I think I'm gonna hate it. But I like fuck it. That's what some of these levels on the list. Just step out your comfort zone. EVW said that. Step out your comfort zone. This is what I want to do. I'd usually play extremes I know I can beat in like a week. But with these could take a while. Even after doing that final hardest, which would make me a shit ton better at the game, these are still like not that far. One is like 10 spots apart. And from this, this final hardest. I almost slipped up and said the name, but oh my god. Oh, don't worry. In a few I will show the notepad document. But uh so with Allegiance, actually I got 97 on it. I've been doing this, I've been working on this level in the background. I actually just stopped doing clown control. Now that level, I didn't drop it. I'm not done with it. It's just the levels kind of sucks. So I want to do some other levels. Like I got progress on Heartbeat, which I realized the first 31% is really difficult. I'm like first 22%. The rest is like very consistent. And with Allegiance, it's just a matter of kind of getting lucky and just getting to the drop as fast as I can. So I can do that. If I can get the drop as fast and as much as I can, then yeah, I could definitely beat it. It's just this level is kind of boring. But so yeah, I'm about to show off the list. But before I say that, there'll be some categories for these extremes. So we will have background extremes. These will be the ones I will be doing in the background while doing these hardest. There is like around like almost like there's like around 8 of these. I was going to have a lot more on the list, but with these I have to finish these background extremes before doing this final hardest. I have to do them. So, initiative's too much. There's a lot of learning levels in there, which for this final hardest, this ain't really a learning level. It's a skill based level. So, uh, I decided to take out some of the learning levels. There's still some like I can't list off the names. I almost slipped up and said it, but I showed in the notepad document which ones are gonna be the learning ones, and there's like one. And with this final hardest, I want to be the best. This final hardest barely has any learning parts. There's like a few duels, one at the ends, one at the beginning, and one at the middle. And I think there's some others too in this level. And also, this final hardest will be a test of everything in GD: nerve control, ship, wave, etc. And this level is 2.5 minutes long, or almost 2.5 minutes long. So, yeah, I said I'd never do XL levels, but this is this is gonna be very ambitious. I'll say that this is very ambitious. I'm not known for having the best anger control, but I just need to let it out. If you know what I mean by let it out, let out the rage. At that point, fuck it. Now, that's what I said before. Doing some levels like a Thanatos, it was like, ugh, this level sucks. And I was like, fuck it. The history's good, and the level looks fine. So I did it, fluked it from 70 out of fucking nowhere, and here we are now, a month later, almost 2 months later. And, well, this is it. This, once I'm done with every single extreme demon, which once I'm done with all these, including the 5 extremes I already beaten in this game, I'll have around 36 extreme demons done. And actually, fun fact, some of these extremes I actually scrapped from my initial list, but are now in this new list. But hey, so enough yapping. Let's get to the list. So here we are. Here's the list of all the extreme demons that I'm going to be doing. Now, keep in mind, I do have the right to remove them. I have the right. And sorry with the last section, I didn't explain all of them. I was kind of just nervous about making this video because it's not really that I'm nervous about how you guys are going to react. I'm nervous. Yeah, I'm nervous about me. I'm the type of guy that kind of flips out easily only from this game and Cuphead. I beat Grim Matchstick, and I was like the hardest one I beat before I dropped Cuphead because I was busy with GD. But hey, here we are. I think I might have made a little mistake in the little grammar department, so boom. But here we are. So this is our list. This is gonna be our final hardest. I'll just say it off the bat. You can already see it. Artificial Ascent. This will be our final hardest. It's Sicky's hardest. It used to be Vortrox's hardest. It used to be EVW's hardest. Everyone at one point, like with Bloodbath, everyone at one point in this game will be Artificial Ascent, either as a new hardest or as one of their hardest. Or one of the like you get it. But background extremes, Allegiance and Heartbeat. I already have progress in these. So that's why they're first. Well, first two. Azurite. I actually already did some practice like long ago, like a few months ago, when I was trying to go for this level. But my skill being a lot better, shouldn't be that bad. Forbidden Isle. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos of it. It seems like it's kind of like crowd control, but a lot more skill based. Um, and then it's actually made by Silo, which is the same guy that made uh Azurite, which I actually I seen this level like in Vortrax's 100 Days of Extremes. Komodo. That level looks cool. I really like the song. I actually might want to go for that level. Maybe after I'm done with all of these. Like fuck it out. Well, yeah, I'd like Komodo. This is what I mean. This list changes. It changes a lot. Now this optional. These are ones I don't need to beat before doing Artificial Ascent. These I don't have to beat. Reason why these are the ones, uh, so these would take way too long. This would take me a long time. This would take me a long time. I would not really be able to do this in like a short times. At the same time, I kind of need to do this in a short time because I need to do Artificial Ascent. So putting these in optional, I feel like is good because once I'm done with Artificial Ascent, this is basically when I have free reign. These I don't need to do these all together. I can do like most likely I'm gonna do some of these, like maybe like three of the optionals, and then maybe like here and there. Like I'll be like how it's gonna work is probably after I beat Artificial Ascent, I'm gonna be like one of these three. Um, and then after that, I'm gonna go for one of these. And then after that, we're gonna go for like maybe one other extreme, which um most likely once I get all like I think five of the beginner tiers. Once I get those done, I'm gonna have to worry about these. These are the ones that are bloodbath tier. These are the ones that I said would take me a long time. What I mean by a long time is like a month. These like the Hell Factory, the Devil's Butt, Conical Depression is just a Bizarre Phantasm. I don't like doing memory levels, and Artificial Sun does not have any memory parts, so I think I don't have to worry about that. There's already like Subsonic on here. This has a memory ball part. Same thing goes for Hypersonic, which I kind of want to do Hypersonic before doing Subsonic, but these levels don't have like similar gameplay. All they have is just the type of gameplay. Aftermath, I actually got like the last quarter of that really difficult shit part to 100. Um, and then down base, it's basically a 9 circles level, but spammy and some Sonic Wave looking gameplay. But let's get on to these hardest. These 4 hardest that I said were very similar in terms of list difficulty. Uh, so these are gonna be the level. So Erebus, the platinum version of Erebus. So this version I think is around 200, 300 spots easier than the original Erebus. Why this level? Well, the reason why I'm going for this level first, which is the one I said I got 62 to 100, which is dropped to 100. The reason I'm going for this is this will get me better at just general skill, timings, ship, wave, UFO. Well, there's like that one UFO part, memory, that one Q part. Give me better a lot of stuff. like the general stuff, which is going to prepare me for Artificial Ascent. And then we have Dolos, which actually I forgot to say, with Erebus right now I have 18,000 attempts spent, which this level is going to be very attempt grindy. So don't be surprised when I beat this level and you see 60,000 attempts spent. Because this level is super attempt grindy, especially when you're doing it from runs. Holy shit, I never played a level more attempt grindy in my life than this. Dolos. This level is a click sync level. It is, if you can really call it, it's a kind of a learning level, but it's gonna get me good at listening to the music and clicking to the music. Which actually, by the way, the Artificial Ascent, I'm gonna be beating it with the music on. So expect 180 BPM, because Jesus Christ, did the song does the Artificial Ascent song get really nerve wracking by like the last 20%. When I'm at Sir Punch's part, already my heart's about to explode. But as soon as I get the turn, I'm like, oh my god, we might actually be able to do it. We might actually be able to do it. Holy shit. Um, but Dolos, I actually got ending to 100. Like I got the last like ending of the level to 100. That part's like weird. I don't like the UFO part. Like outside of that, the ending is kind of easy. I don't like the last double though. That has like the weirdest buff timing I've ever seen. So I'm like, I'm definitely dying there from zero. Like what the fuck? After Subsonic, I mean after Dolos, we got Subsonic. This, um, I'm not doing this so I can beat the entire Sonic series. I'm doing this because this level is very fast paced. Now it does use 4 times speed, not 3 times speed. Close enough. It does have some 3 times speed gameplay though here and there. So it's basically kind of a close enough type situation. Has memory, wave, ship, like everything you can think of is in Subsonic. Well, not everything. There's some spider gameplay, and I'm telling you, Subsonic is probably gonna have the hardest spider part in a level, but it still be pretty consistent. Right now, I almost did the entire duel, like the entire ending duel. But I do have that ball with that spider part, I think, to 100, or was it? No, it's that entire ball part to 100, which is like what, like 89, 90 to 100. And this level is like 2 minutes and like 8 seconds. So it is like 8 seconds longer than Blade of Justice, which is the longest extreme I've ever been. Until I get the Dark Odyssey, which I actually forgot to talk about that. I forgot to talk about the rest of the background extremes. Bro, I am so nervous making this video. But Dark Odyssey, I need to do this for nerve control. I hate this level otherwise, but I need to do this for nerve control. I could not find another level that was better for this. I couldn't. So I had to choose Dark Odyssey. This level is almost 6.5 minutes long. This will get me better at nerve control and only nerve control. And then I need this for Artificial Sun. Bro, did you see my heart rate when I beat the Thanatos? No? That's what I thought. Because that shit was like 180 BPM. I literally was about to pass out. I'm not even joking. I could feel my brain beating. Not beating it. I'm not a freak. But think of a heart beating, but this time it's your brain doing it. And I literally was about to pass out. My eyes were closing. This is what I mean. I don't want flukes unless they're 100 because I get really fucking nervous and like dangerously nervous. But at the end of the day, I did beat a Thanatos. So I guess that is good. And I definitely do think a Thanatos was the only extreme I fluke. Maybe. Heartbeat, it does have an easier last 78%. A lot easier, I'll admit. The ball is a little weird, and UFO is a clunky ass click pattern. But once I get to the wave, that's what I'm locking in. That's what I'm locking in. Because all I have is that wave, which is just, still difficult. I can still die there from zero, but it gets consistent. Because I kind of learn a click pattern and a consistency spam. Yeah, because sometimes I would spam a lot in that part and my hands would start hurting. And then you have the ship part that's awkward, but it is consistent. The robot, it's probably going to be dying at from zero, but hey, it is invisible, kind of. And the hitboxes do appear bigger, even though they're smaller. And then mainly the block hitboxes, which I despise. And then you have the last cube, which people said 99 was so hard, bro. 99 was free. You do some easy ass timing. That's all you do. Hypersonic, I already explained what's subsonic. The flawless, it's just exclusively gonna be better at ship. That's just exclusively what it's gonna do. And Red World, I don't need Stone Copper skill for artificial ascent, but it does give you better ship too. So why not? Because there's Anthrax's part in artificial ascent, which is like the hardest ship part by far. So why not? Initially, I wasn't gonna have this level on the background extremes. I was like, hey, I do need to get better ship. Like I'm not god awful at ship, but I need to make myself be the best I can for artificial ascent. I may push myself too far, might happen, but I don't know. We'll see. And then Auditory Breaker, which right now I have last wave to 100. This level will get me better exclusively at wave. Artificial Scent, I don't know. I don't think Artificial Scent has like any choke point wave parts. So I don't really need to do Auditory Breaker, but this is more just for the future. Like whenever I do any of these, especially this one. Especially this really garbage extreme demon. I hate this fucking level. Well, I hate Sakup in Hell. But what the oh my god. Like, I really hate Sakup in Hell. Oh my god, but hey. I'm gonna be a lot better at the game. By then I would have done like I would have done all of these. Most of this. So why not? I'd rather do it kind of quickly. Some people beating Sakup in Hell really quick. To be fair though, I am the guy that does take longer than usual. More attempts than usual. Phrases like that, more attempts than usual. But kind of because I'm that type of guy that does a warm up, a pretty long warm up, and I do have my crash out sessions. So you know, but Auditory Breaker, it does also get me better nerve control because the level is exactly 2 minutes long, and Sonic Wave is known for having a pretty damn hard ending. So, oof. And I did do last wave to 100. And honestly, it's hard. It's hard. And if the last wave is known as the easiest wave part of the level, then I might be boned. Not, you know what I mean. But what I mean by that is it's gonna be one journey, one big journey. And this level is the hardest one. I'm sorting these by easiest to hardest. Dolos and Subsonic are one spot apart. And with Auditory Breaker, I think it's like 506 on the list. So literally auditory like the difference between Auditory Breaker and artificial sentence list is like almost exactly 100 spots. Like my biggest jump so far is from Acu to Bloodbath. You may say from Bloodbath to Blade of Justice, and yeah, that is really fucking hard. But Blade of Justice kind of set my skill level. It was kind of just my type of level. While at Acu with the Bloodbath, it took me a long time. It was really difficult. If you're going by list, if you're going by list numbers, then absolutely be IQ Bloodbath. But those are opinions. But back to what I was saying. So we already talked about artificial ascent. The main choke points are going to be, Michigan, Zobros, and Anthrax. Those speeds part, although like 70% might be another choke point because I bet it's that type of part that isn't that hard to do from runs. But when you're far in a run or from zero especially, you're going to be really nervous because after like after speed, you just got Serpunge and like Serpunge is kind of difficult, but outside of that, the last 20% hour for ain't that bad. It's just controlling your nerves. But okay, so let's talk about the after artificial ascent levels, which I actually forgot to talk about the rest. Because, nerves. But would need to lock in one session on. These levels, I would need to lock in one session on. So which means one day, basically. Exclusively on these levels while I'm doing one of these. This is what I mean by I want to do these optional. These are kind of butt. All of these are butt. Hell Factory, fucking snooze fest pre-drop. Conical Depression. What the fuck is the gameplay in Conical Depression? List the gameplay. Oh, you can't? Because you can't decipher it. A Bizarre Phantasm. Memory. That shit puts me to sleep whenever I'm learning it. Aftermath. It's a level. That's what I'll say. Is I've been playing a lot of Aftermath recently, and that shit is garbage. Down base. Imagine a bone splitting off your hand. That's basically what Aftermath. I mean, what down base is. What Aftermath would be my brain splitting in half. Bro. I'm become fucking dumber playing that level. You have to realize like, how did people actually play this shit, bro? With down base though, levels buns. It's just buns at the end of the day. It's just unbalanced nine circles gameplay with some of the easiest nine wave parts I've ever seen in a nine circles level. For an extreme demon, the non wave parts and down base are so fucking easy. I can do them 10 times in a row. I can do them 10 times in a row. They're so easy. So if you ever catch me down there, blame it on me. Put the tomatoes on me. Throw the tomatoes at me. Do it. Because I probably got too nervous. Okay, so let's start. So Astral Divinity. This is kind of a recent addition. Like from I feel like Stereo Extreme, it was just gonna be Stereo Extremeness, Black Blizzard, and Quantum Processing. Quantum Processing though, I was hesitant to put on the list because holy shit, that level's kinda bad. Don't know why it is the very last one. There is a reason why it is the very last one on the list. Watch or play the level yourself. Most likely you're gonna watch it yourself for a fucking reason. But um uh, so Astral Divinity. I've been hearing peeps that the gameplay in this level is butt. And I will say peeps, my computer might explode playing this level. So if the frame rate is still bad when I put in LDM, I'm gonna have to beat this level on a ULDM. Now they do have the rated version does have a ULDM. Um so that'll be no problemo. But I'm gonna have to look up a ULDM start pause for Astral Divinity. That is saying if my computer can run well. Erebus, I have like all of these. I feel like I'm gonna have to run in an LDM. This level, I don't want to run in an LDM. If I could recall, I don't think this level has a lot of objects. Like, let me look. Let me look up artificial ascent on what was it? Google. Bro, I was trying to think of so much things to say. So let's see. Um, so right now this level has 96,327 objects. Actually, so yeah, I might need to put this in an LDM. Because remember, when I record it, that eats a lot of my frames. I can tell you one thing, I can definitely run this level without recording. But I need to record this level so I can prove to you guys I beat this. Like, I need to beat this. Like, come on. And, huh. It's just like, yeah, apparently, fun fact, Zobros, he didn't do shit in his part in Artificial Ascent. So the hosts, kind of, like the side host, Anubis, he actually basically made most of the gameplay, which I couldn't tell you which parts were made by him. I don't know. I don't know because it's the most Zobros gameplay ever, which means it is ass. I have played almost all the Zobros levels in this game, and they're terrible beyond fucking belief. They are terrible. Holy shit! I never seen a decoration style I can fall asleep to in a bad way. And I've never seen gameplay be more clunky in my life than Acropolis. Wait till you see me do Ado. Holy shit. You gotta be glad that by the time I do Ado, I have already done one of these. Or probably more like this. Because also I forgot to say, all of these I won't be taking a week off. But all of this, I'll be taking a week off. You might be asking, well, why not these? You take a week off. These I'm gonna be doing these, except these when I'm gonna be doing these hardest. Actually, more like this. Actually, I'll be doing all of these while doing one of these. I cannot take a week off just from beating one of these. I can't do that. I need to do these as quick as I can. Now, you might say, "Oh no, that's bad." I'm not telling my mind, "Hey, do these in like a week." These levels, I know they're gonna take me a long time. These levels each Like especially Subsonic and Auditory Breaker, these could take me like a month each. Erebus, I do want to get 49 to 100 tomorrow because it's from the UFO to 100, and then if I can get 49 to 100, which the progress side today, how consistent I was at the level, I have a feeling I could probably get 49 to 100 tomorrow. Um, and Saturday, I do want to get the little break part in terms of the music. I like to call it that. Like after the little title card, to 100 because and I've been hearing original Erebus that is like the hardest part about the level. So maybe it's the same in the Erebus, whatever you pronounce it. If you don't know what this level looks like or plays like, look up, Erebus on Google on YouTube. Dolos, I don't know. Like it's not as easy as listen to the music. You ever heard of some level? Oh, you ever heard of some parts might not be synced correctly? That exists. So I'm still have to learning these the traditional way. I don't need to just listen to the music. No, I still need to learn these the traditional way. But I feel like listening to music definitely make it a lot easier. This is what I mean by some levels like Dolos. I don't want to play without the music. Artificial Sense, same thing. I need to use all the skill I built from all of these and also the other five that I've already beaten to the test. Like click, sing, ship, wave, etc., etc., etc. But go back to the after Artificial Ascent. So it's pretty whatever the fuck you say it. You basically know why it's called that after Artificial Ascent. But Actual Divinity gameplay is kind of buns. I've been hearing, but this is what I mean. I need to step out of my comfort zone. Phobos. I would never do this level. The gameplay is garbage. I know there's that one double click. I know. I know. But CBF can make this level a lot easier. I don't know. I might get lined. SD Sir got lined twice. I want to find a consistent strat so I don't get lined, which is only like 80%. And I don't want to get 92'd. I know some guy got 98'd or 97'd on Phobos, which is all hit the last ship. So at that point, I'd rather get 92. But after that, well, after Phobos, Sakup in Hell. I actually initially, this is the level I scrapped off of the original list because I just played it for like a bit and I was like, damn, this level's bad. But I gotta do it. Stereo Extremeness. This is the level that was 10 spots apart from Artificial Ascent. Technical has swag routes in this level for the robot part, the hardest section of the level. This, alongside Artificial Ascent, will provide me the most challenging level out of the list. This would be my second hardest for like a while or forever. It depends. Possibly forever. But it has really difficult cube gameplay at the beginning. Fuck's sake, it begins with a quadruple spike. Do I need to explain why? So I'm gonna have to use some fucking technical strat and just like do like hold because technically your cube jumps a little bit higher when you start holding. I don't know if that's been patched out, but I hope it hasn't. And then I'll go for the coin route for the ending. I might even go for all coins. You don't know. I forgot. So the first coin, you just go through a wave portal, do some wave stuff. The robot, you do kind of like the original Stereo Madness, like second coin, but this time you go to the bottom. I might do that, but we'll see. It could be harder, but I do want to get all coins in Stereo Extremeness. Um, the last ship, either way, like the reason I'm going for the coin route is, do you want me to do the last consistency wave at the very end of a really difficult level? I'm really nervous. No, that's what I think. And I still think, yeah, I maybe wave carried. Mainly consistency wave carried. But all the way at the end, no. No, no. I know Vortrox did beat this level with the or rebeat it with the non coin route. But at this point, I would just rather go for some hard straight fly instead of some of the most bullshit wave part I've ever seen in a level. After Stereo Extremeness, we got Black Blizzard. Oh, I've been hearing horror stories about this level. Oh, Black Blizzard. Oh boy, you have the drop, which I've been hearing is kind of consistent. Even the duel is called easy, kind of. And the last ship, though, at the ending, does have a blind transition, so that's kind of scary. And Vortrox had it twice. Um, and the beginning, though, yeah, prepare for crash outs. There's a reason why I don't stream this game outside of frame rate. So I'd be terminated off the platform. I'd be terminated off of YouTube for the shit I say. So you better count your lucky stars. I'm not streaming because I'd be the one to cancel on Twitter for the shit I'm saying. Uh, After Black Blizzard is quantum processing. This will be the very last extreme demon I will be doing. Yeah, this is how you know that I'm not gonna like this level because I would have every single one out of these done, which means I would just have this to do, which means I would already have like 35 extremes done, so I don't have to deal with spending a while. I would have all the niches done. Stereo Extremeness would basically just be a buff Stereo Madness, fucking obviously. So Quantum Process, while the Stereo Extremeness got me better doing these like buffed, like main level type level. But Quantum Processing, oh boy, that level kind of buns. It's easier than Stereo Extremeness, but I think harder than Black Blizzard. So it'd be my third hardest. It has some tricky wave gameplay and not the best to put it up kindly. And just interesting gameplay to put it up. To put it up simply, just interesting wave gameplay. Yeah, interesting. Oh, interesting gameplay in fucking general. Literally, the last part has two quintuple. Well, not quintuple. That should be impossible. Two quadruple spikes. Yeah, that shit does not sound like free 99 to me. I kind of wish the ending was free 99. So, oh, GG's, it's over. It's done, 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 done. Don't need to play this garbage anymore. No, I wish it was like that, but mm-mm. But that's it. That's the list. That's all the explanations. You might be wondering, why do this when you said you were never gonna do another hardest again? Simply, there's this guy on YouTube. He is doing um he does these difficulty meter videos. I'm not gonna say his name. Not because he's like a predator or anything. It's just I don't know how I can pronounce his name. I'll put his name on screen. Like I here's his name. It's here. So if you ever want to find his channel, here it is. I'm not gonna bother pronouncing his name. That shit will have my chairs floating. But he recently beat Hell in 10K attempts. I think around 10K. And then he beat Blade of Justice in 18K attempts as a fluke from 69%. You know what best I had with Blade of Justice? I think it was like 91. Yeah. Could have been 92 though. If it was 92. And he's been catching up. And then there's also Kellen. His hardest is Sonic Wave. But he's also kind of the reason why. He's like, I saw him beat Sonic Wave so quickly. He's like, huh. He's trying to play Artificial and already getting some good progress. Why not? I do Artificial Ascent. I was hesitant. I was literally just gonna end. I would have just said my final horse be Auditory Breaker, but I was like, nah, bro. Like, I want to do a remake, like the easiest remake of Sonic Wave. I'd rather do this. A level known to be really difficult. A level known to cause mental trauma. So I was like, fuck it. And initially, I had the fucking dumbass idea to jump the Devil Vortex of all things. I got Swing Copter on 100, and as soon as I played the wave part before the Swing Copter, I was like, yeah. I won't even bother showing you footage because I think you guys might want to be enticed to do Devil Vortex. Yeah. And there's also that mini wave spam. That's a movie. That's all I'll say. Here's a mini wave spam with the gray part. That's like physically impossible for me. As I'll say one thing, I'm kind of spam disabled. It's kind of because how my hands work. They can't spam that well. I don't have like a mental disease or anything. It's just like I don't have a mental disease. It's just my hands are different. We are different as people. But initially, I was hesitant to do this entire list. I was really hesitant, especially on like artificial ascent. But I was like, you beaten Bloodbath. You beaten Cataclysm levels. You quit. You gone through the mental trauma. What Blade of Justice? The level that I was gonna quit. I was gonna quit Blade of Justice. I was just gonna hack it and say, hey, there it is. Because why'd I say hack it? That's out of guilt. But you want to like Blade of Justice? I was gonna hack it out of guilt. Out of fucking guilt of me not being able to complete it. I was gonna quit it. I was almost done. I was just like, I was thinking of quitting, mainly at the worst points of my time when I was just not confident that I was able to do it. I would barely pass the first wave. I would barely be able to do the level. I was just thinking, hack it, hack it, hack it, hack it, hack it. That's all I thought in my mind. And then a miracle came by and I beat it. So yay, you don't have to see a level I hacked. Yay. That's amazing. I don't know if I sound sarcastic, but I may be a good writer, but I'm not a good actor. But uh and then I also did a Thanatos. That level too. Brought me some mental trauma. You know, how unbalanced the level is. So if I gone through Blade of Justice and a Thanatos and Cataclysm and Bloodbath, I can probably do Artificial Ascent. I'm not saying definitely, but there's a chance. There's a timeline out there where I beat it. I bet there is. But there's also probably a timeline out there where I don't beat it. And also, if you know, I see an O at the very beginning of that recording, you know, I had a. The reason why there's a cut is because I needed to catch my breath. The reason it's O is because I binded O to be my recording button, so I don't have to manually record and do that bullshit. But uh, and also for now on with these extreme demons, um, I will. It started with Bloodbath. It started with Bloodbath. And what Blade of Justice, even though I still had the Power Director watermark, um, it was because there was a pretty long pause, so I couldn't really like cut that on YouTube because YouTube's editors kind of buns. But I promise, it already happened with Thanatos. I use the YouTube's editor. All of these I will use the YouTube editor for, and only go for the extremes. The insane demons, I don't really care. But all of these, I will use a YouTube editor so there's no watermark. It will be a bitch to upload. Yes, it will be a bitch to upload. But uh it's what I gotta do. I don't want a watermark in my videos. Especially this. I do not want to see a watermark in this. I want everything. I want to see everything. Like in perfect detail, no watermarks. Because this will be my what was it? Grand opus or something? Magnum opus. This will be my magnum opus. This will make me a really good player. I know people like, yo, don't quit the peak of your career. You gotta remember. You remember what Blade of Justice? You remember that level? Yeah. Mm. I know people say, oh, you could just do like Bloodlust. No, bro, no. Those kind of buns. Well, Artificial Ascent, I feel like I can do it. And I know it'll be that Norman Souls TRK, that guy that quit right at the peak of his career, but like his reason, I don't even know. But me, Takei is not fun to play. So Artificial Ascent will be the last time I'll ever have that major, you know, boringness. So out of this, you know, whenever I get the quantum processing, that's when every day I start playing that. Like, please, can I beat it? But hey, so yeah, that's the announcement video. Um, right now at Erebus, I have 62 to 100, dropped to 100. That is basically dropped to 100. I want to get 49 to 100. I want to get 49 to 100 mainly because that means I have the second half done. I would have an entire memory part done and a UFO part done, and like half of the little break part to 100. But hey, yeah. So see you guys. See you guys when I upload my Erebus 62 to 100, and then tomorrow I'm gonna try my best to grind out 49 to 100, which means if you include the decimals, which I do, that'd be exactly 50% of Erebus done, which is just insane, bro. Because that's how to stop at a Thanatos. Now, Erebus, I think it's around like 20, 10 spots harder than a Thanatos. May say, oh, that's not a lot. I'm like, yeah, it does not sound like a lot. But when these levels are getting harder and harder and harder, it sounds like a lot. People like, yo, like, some people are probably like, yo, Nullscape's your hardest. Why are you going for Tidal Wave? Like, this is like back in the day before, this is back when Nullscapes was 2 and Tidal Wave was number 1. Like, I bet there's people out there saying, yo, you should be going for Tidal Wave as your hardest being Nullscapes. You can't remember. Number 1 and number 2 in the list have a drastic difficulty difference. They are very far apart in difficulty. And the same thing go for this. Yeah, these levels are kind of the same. In terms like Erebus and Athanatos are kind of the same in terms of like their skill sets. But one is a lot harder. Well, I think is a lot harder. With Athanatos, eventually I did become consistent. So I hope that happens with this level because I want to be done already with this level. I just kind of want to move on to Dolos. I don't know shit about Dolos. It's just like I just saw Juniper do it and I was like, hey, why not? Like I'm like, she has a harder hardest than me? She's fucking garbage at the game, bro. Fucking garbage, bro. She could barely even beat a level. I can beat levels kind of quickly. More like when I don't get pissed off. When I don't get pissed off, bro. But like, when I don't get pissed off, I can beat levels kind of quickly. But that's the hardest part, not getting pissed off. But hey, it's gonna be one day. Hopefully, that you're gonna see me be better than Juniper. Like if I somehow magically was 1v1ing her in GD, but I swear, bro, she at that point be my housemaid. She'd be like, hey, I'll be telling her to do orders. She's like, hey, I don't want to do this. I'm like, my heart is artificial son. Shut up. And I don't really mean that. What the fuck? It's like that one guy that had that thumbnail, like the ranking GD creators meat size, and Juniper's on the thumbnail and said BBC. Even though I'm not gonna say the definition of BBC or what it even stands for because no, but he not to be a nerd, but he kind of got it wrong. It'd be more of a WBC. Oh no, actually BWC. If you don't know what it means, interpret, interpret. But hey, this list is ambitious, but it is what it is. So see you on the flip side, and bye.